Today we're talking about logic that makes terrible sense, yet everybody seems to do it. Well, most people, myself included. So in this episode of ClayTrader Mail, we're going to look at a YouTube comment. And like I said, the logic that this person is using is really just moronic when you step back and look at it. But I don't blame this person at all. A lot of people do it. When I first got started, I also do it. And it sounds good in reality. I mean, the little voices, that pop up in our heads as traders, they make it sound really logical, and it sounds like a great plan and that, all right, this is what's going to go on. But then when you stop and just think about it, that doesn't make any sense. So let's get to this YouTube comment. Okay, this is one massive run-on sentence, so bear with me as I try to break this down. Yes, with a good broker to help keep my goal of risk from 1 to 3%, and starting with a small account of about $1,500 to $3,000 and affordable broker fees and staying with the trading plan. All right, so I'm not going to bash this person over the head at all because, to be fair, they are already thinking about risk. They want to control risk, and that's a whole lot more than a lot of people do. So they mentioned 1 to 3%, risk control. I'm not going to get into all that. Point being, at least they're considering risks. It still doesn't matter within the grand scheme of things when you break down their logic. However, at least they're in a situation where they're not setting themselves up to totally blow up their account or anything like that. So that is good. They're keeping their starting capital small. That's another thing that's a lot of people kind of forget about. So again, to give this person credit, they're keeping their starting capital small. So they are focused on risk control and all that good stuff. So that's a very big step in the right direction, and that's where you want to be. And then expand on my trading, but give it a year or two, learn the market, watch my capital grow, then do more trading when I have more risk. So this here is the fatal flaw that, again, this person's applying, I applied, a lot of people apply is, hey, I'm going to control risk, I'm just doing it small, and I'm going to learn while I trade. But do you remember what he said while he is learning and watching his capital grow? That's not going to happen. If you plan on learning on the job, using real money, whether it's a small amount of money, which it should be if you're going to go this path, or a large amount, your capital at best is going to go sideways. If you deviate from the plan at all, it's going to do one of these numbers. You'll get a few blips like that where it builds hope, but it's going to bleed and bleed away. And this is not me just talking in theory. This is me talking from my personal experience and through the podcast I host. Talk with many people, and they all follow this trajectory. Hey, my plan was I'm going to learn the markets while I trade and watch my capital grow. And then when it gets bigger, for a lot of people, and then I don't have to worry about the pattern day trading rule anymore. And it's, wait, why are you making that assumption in your plan that your capital is going to grow while you're learning? That's a chop house there. You better have a lot of money that you can feed into things if you think that learning on the job is how it's going to work. That's how I learned. I never, spent money on courses or anything. I had a side business in college that I could continually pump money into my trading account as it would, go up and then down, more money in, go down, more money in. So that's why I say, if you want to go the free education route, there's nothing wrong with that. But you better have a good job or a lot of extra cash flow every month that you can pump back into your account, because there's always a cost of tuition through the market, whether it's investing in a course or just investing in the school of hard knocks and getting kicked in the face a bunch of times. There's ways that you can do it, but to sit here like this person did and assume that as you learn on the job, your capital is also going to be growing, and then in a few years, you're going to have more capital so you can take more risk. That's just a flawed logic. That's just not how it's going to turn out. So if this person's watching, hopefully, this can help you out. Because again, this person is by no means coming across like some massive gambler. They care about risk, which is good. They just, have a little holes in their strategy with that assumption, which sounds good, right? I did the same thing. Yeah. While I learn, my capital is going to grow. And as it grows, then I can start to diversify into more strategies. I can start to do, just all these different things. But when you step back and think, wait a second, you're just learning. So hopefully this kind of opens your eyes to maybe some assumptions you may be making. Maybe not necessarily you're making the assumption that, hey, while I'm learning on the job, my account's going to grow. Maybe you understand that, hey, my account's probably just going to fluctuate. It might go down a little bit, hence the risk control measures. But what maybe other assumptions, what those may be, you never know. But the human mind is a crazy place, especially when money gets involved. So if you stop and really think about it, kind of do a self-audit on your plans for becoming a better trader, is everything really kind of reality? or there's some things where it's, wait a minute, taking a step back, removing myself from the plan, that doesn't really make any sense. So, hopefully this, exchange, that I got on YouTube and the video can kind of point to the fact that the mind can force us into making really illogical assumptions. So run an audit on your plan, see if you're really being as honest and kind of realistic as possible, and hopefully that can help you out.